Let me ask you something real today. How many dreams did you bury? Not because God said no, but because you stopped believing you were capable. How many times did you shrink your vision to match your fear instead of expanding your faith to match your calling? Listen to me carefully. If God planted the dream inside you, then he already placed the ability inside you too. You are not an accident. You are not underqualified. You are not late. You are standing in possibility right now. And the moment you believe in yourself, everything begins to move. Today, I didn't come to entertain you. I came to wake you up. Because somewhere along the way, life convinced you that believing in yourself was pride, arrogance, or foolish hope. But hear me. Doubting yourself never made God proud. God never created anything without intention. He never formed potential without purpose. And he never gave vision without provision. When you believe in yourself, you are not replacing God. You are agreeing with what God already placed inside you. The same God who shaped mountains also shaped your mind. The same God who orders the universe also planted ideas in you. So today, we are breaking limits. We are silencing doubt. And we are declaring this truth. Believe in yourself, and anything is possible. Let me tell you something people don't say out loud often enough. Belief is not just a feeling you sit with quietly. It is a bridge. And if you never walk across it, you stay stuck on the same side of life, watching your prayers, dreams, and hopes wave at you from a distance. You can ask God for change every day, but belief is what makes you stand up from where you are and take the first step toward that change. Think about daily life for a moment. How many people wake up every morning asking for a better job, a healthier body, peace of mind, or financial stability, yet they move through the day exactly the same way they did yesterday, same habits, same fear, same self-doubt, same excuses. Not because opportunity is missing, but because belief never turned into action. Belief is what connects what you ask for with what you work for. Look at a simple example. A student prays to succeed, but deep inside keeps saying, I'm not smart enough. So they don't raise their hand. They don't ask questions. They don't apply for the scholarship. Not because God said no, but because belief never gave them the courage to try. The bridge was there, but fear stopped them from walking on it. Belief doesn't mean you are never afraid. It means you move even when fear is speaking loudly. Every successful person you admire once stood in uncertainty. The difference is not talent, it is belief strong enough to push them forward. Belief says, I don't know how it will work out, but I refuse to stay where I am. That decision alone changes the direction of a life. In everyday life, belief shows up quietly. It shows up when a tired mother keeps applying for jobs after rejection. When an entrepreneur invests time in an idea no one else understands. When someone decides to take care of their health after years of neglect. These moments don't look dramatic, but they are powerful because belief is not loud. It is consistent. You see, prayer without movement becomes frustration. Hope without action becomes disappointment. But belief turns intention into momentum. When you believe in yourself, you stop waiting for perfect conditions. You realize that growth happens in motion, not comfort. You start using what you already have instead of complaining about what you don't. Daily life teaches us this lesson again and again. The person who improves their life is rarely the one with the best resources. It is the one who believed enough to start small. One application, one workout, one honest conversation, one risk. Belief doesn't demand perfection. It demands participation. There are moments when belief feels weak, when results are slow, when progress is invisible. This is where many people quit. But belief is strongest when nothing around you confirms it. Anyone can believe when things are going well. Real belief shows up when the door hasn't opened yet and you still knock, when the answer hasn't come yet and you still prepare. Think about how many opportunities are missed not because people weren't capable, but because they didn't believe they were worthy. They waited for permission. They waited for confidence to magically appear, but confidence grows after action, not before it. Belief steps first, clarity follows later. When belief becomes action, something shifts inside you. You start respecting yourself more. You trust your decisions. You stop shrinking in rooms where you belong. Life responds differently to someone who believes. People notice. Opportunities align, not because the world changed, but because you did. Belief is also how you honor what God placed inside you. Ignoring your potential does not protect you. It limits you. Believing in yourself is not arrogance. It is responsibility. You were given ideas, strength, and resilience for a reason. When you move on belief, you are saying, I trust the purpose within me. Every day gives you a choice. Stay on the side of wishing or walk the bridge of belief. One side feels safe, but nothing grows there. The other side feels uncertain, but that's where transformation lives. And the truth is simple. Once you start walking, the bridge gets stronger under your feet. So today, don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for approval. Don't wait for fear to disappear. Believe enough to move, because belief is not the end of the journey. It is the step that finally gets you started. Let me say this plainly, because it needs to be heard. Without decoration, excuses feel logical, but they keep you small. Courage feels uncomfortable, but it changes everything. Every day, people explain their lives instead of expanding them. They list reasons why now is not the right time, why they are not ready, why someone else has it easier, why circumstances are unfair. Those reasons sound intelligent, even responsible, but excuses have never built a future. Courage does. God does not empower hesitation. He empowers movement. Not perfect movement, not fearless movement, just movement. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision that fear will not be the boss of your life. And that decision shows up in ordinary moments, not dramatic ones. Think about daily life. Someone wants to improve their situation, but says, I'll start when things settle down. But life doesn't settle down. Responsibilities increase. Time passes. And suddenly years have gone by, not because they weren't capable, because excuses felt safer than courage. Courage would have said, I'll start tired. I'll start unsure. I'll start anyway. Look at how many people stay in places that drain them. Jobs, relationships, habits, not because they don't see a better path, because courage requires change. Excuses protect comfort. Courage challenges it. And comfort will always argue that tomorrow is better than today. Courage says, if not now, when? God did not design you to live explaining why you didn't try. He designed you to grow by stretching. Every meaningful step forward feels risky at first. That doesn't mean it's wrong. It means it matters. Courage is how you tell life, I trust the strength placed within me more than the fear around me. In daily life, courage looks simple. It looks like sending the application even when you doubt yourself. It looks like starting the business with limited resources. It looks like choosing discipline over excuses when no one is watching. These actions don't make headlines, but they make futures. Courage is rarely loud. It's consistent. Excuses often wear the mask of responsibility. I'm waiting for the right moment. I need more confidence. I don't have support. But courage understands that confidence grows after action, not before it. Support often appears once you move, and the right moment is usually created, not discovered. Think about physical health. People say they want to feel better, stronger, more energetic, but they wait for motivation. Motivation is unreliable. Courage says, I'll show up even when I don't feel like it. One walk, one meal choice, one routine. Over time, courage compounds and the body responds. The same principle applies to every area of life. Courage also means taking responsibility. It means stopping the habit of blaming circumstances and starting the habit of ownership. Ownership is powerful. It says, I may not control everything, but I control my response. God honors responsibility because it leads to growth. Excuses keep you dependent. Courage makes you capable. There will be moments when courage feels lonely, when people question your decisions, when progress is slow, when doubt whispers that excuses would be easier. This is where courage becomes faith in action. Faith that effort matters. Faith that persistence produces results. Faith that growth is happening even when it's invisible. Daily life rewards courage quietly at first. You gain self-respect. You trust yourself more. You stop needing constant reassurance. And over time, others feel that strength. Opportunities come not because you demanded them, but because you became ready for them. God doesn't empower excuses because excuses require no growth. Courage requires transformation, and transformation always begins with a decision to stop waiting for permission, a decision to stop negotiating with fear, a decision to act despite uncertainty. Remember, this fear asks for guarantees. Courage accepts uncertainty. Excuses want proof before action. Courage creates proof through action. One path keeps you explaining your life. The other allows you to build it. So when you feel that familiar urge to delay, to justify, to wait, pause, and ask yourself one honest question. What would courage do right now? Then do that. Not tomorrow. Not when conditions are perfect. Now. Because courage is how you step into the strength God already placed inside you, and once you choose it, life has no choice but to respond. Let me tell you something that changes everything once you truly understand it. Most battles in life are not happening around you. They are happening within you. The real struggle is not your job, your finances, your past, or the people who doubt you. The real battlefield is your mind. And whoever controls your thinking controls the direction of your life. Every day, before you speak to anyone else, your mind speaks to you. It tells you what you can handle and what you should avoid. It reminds you of past failures, exaggerates present problems, and predicts future disappointments. If you don't challenge those thoughts, they quietly become instructions. And many people don't lose because they lacked ability. They lose because they believe the wrong voice. Look at daily life. Two people can face the same situation and experience completely different outcomes. One sees an obstacle and thinks, this is impossible. The other sees the same obstacle and thinks, this is difficult, but I'll figure it out. The difference is not intelligence or luck. It's mindset. The mind decides whether pressure breaks you or builds you. Think about someone who wants to change their life, but constantly replays old mistakes in their head. Every time an opportunity appears, their mind reminds them of what went wrong before. So they hesitate, they overthink, they retreat, not because they are incapable, but because their mind is stuck in the past. You cannot move forward while mentally living backward. The mind is powerful, but it is also undisciplined if you let it be. It will focus on fear if fear is familiar. It will choose comfort over growth if comfort feels safe. This is why so many people stay in situations they dislike. Their mind convinces them that familiar pain is better than unfamiliar progress. But growth always requires a new way of thinking. Daily examples prove this. Someone wants to improve their finances, but every time they think about money, their mind says, I've never been good with this. So they avoid learning. They avoid planning. They avoid responsibility. The situation doesn't improve, not because resources are missing, but because mindset blocked the solution, changed the thinking, and the behavior follows. Your mind is also where doubt disguises itself as logic. It says things like, realistic? Don't get your hopes up. What if you fail? These thoughts sound wise, but they are often fear in a professional outfit. Wisdom prepares you. Fear paralyzes you. Learning the difference is essential. The battlefield of the mind is where confidence is built or destroyed. Confidence is not loud self-talk or pretending you're fearless. It's quiet trust in your ability to learn, adapt, and persist. When your mind believes growth is possible, setbacks lose their power. They become lessons instead of verdicts. Think about health, relationships, or career growth. Progress always begins with a mental decision. I am capable of change. I can learn. I can improve. These thoughts may feel small, but they are powerful. They shift how you respond to challenges. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You start asking, what can this teach me? The mind also shapes how you see time. A discouraged mind says, it's too late. A disciplined mind says, I still have today. Many people quit because they believe they are behind. Being behind does not disqualify you. Staying discouraged does. The mind must be trained to focus on progress, not perfection. Training your mind does not mean ignoring reality. It means interpreting reality differently. It means choosing thoughts that empower action instead of excuses. When something goes wrong, you don't say, this always happens to me. You say, this happened. Now, what's my next move? That shift alone changes outcomes. Daily life will challenge your thinking. People will doubt you. Circumstances will test you. Results will take time. This is where mental strength matters most. The mind must learn patience without losing belief. focus without obsession, confidence without arrogance. Your circumstances respond to your mindset because mindset determines behavior. Behavior repeated becomes habit. Habits shape destiny. Everything begins in the mind. That's why controlling your thoughts is not optional, it's essential. So if life feels heavy, don't only look at what's happening around you, look at what's happening inside you. Ask yourself what story your mind is telling and whether that story is helping or hurting you. Change the story and you change the direction. Remember this, you don't win life by avoiding challenges. You win by mastering your mind. Once you do, circumstances lose their authority, obstacles lose their intimidation, and you step forward with clarity, strength, and purpose, no matter what stands in front of you. What you say about yourself when no one else is listening is shaping the direction of your life more than you realize. Your words are not just sounds that disappear into the air. They are instructions. They tell your mind what to focus on. They tell your heart what to expect. And over time, they tell your future what to become. Long before situations change, language sets the tone. In daily life, people often speak carelessly about themselves and wonder why confidence feels low and progress feels slow. I'm not good at this. I always mess things up. I can't do what others do. These sentences may feel harmless, even honest, but repetition turns them into beliefs, and beliefs quietly turn into limits. Life responds to the version of you that your words describe. Think about how a normal day begins. Before anything happens externally, most people narrate their own story internally. If that narration is negative, the day starts heavy, energy drops, effort decreases. But when your words are intentional, your posture changes. You show up differently. The world responds differently, not because it changed, but because you did. Look at someone trying to improve their career. If they constantly say, I'm stuck, their mind searches for evidence of limitation. They avoid opportunities. They hesitate to speak up. They assume rejection before it happens. But when someone begins to say, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm capable of improvement, their behavior shifts. They try, they engage, they persist. Same person. Different language, different outcome. Words also shape how you handle setbacks. When something goes wrong, many people speak failure over themselves. This proves I'm not meant for more, but words can be redirected. This is a lesson. This is not the end. That shift keeps momentum alive. Progress doesn't require perfect results. It requires resilient language. In relationships, words about yourself affect how others treat you. If you constantly belittle yourself, people unconsciously follow your lead. If you respect yourself in speech, boundaries form naturally. Your words teach others how to see you. Daily habits reflect spoken identity. Someone who says, I'm lazy, lives up to that label. Someone who says, I'm disciplined, starts acting in alignment, even before evidence appears. The words come first. Behavior follows. Your words also influence your emotional state. Saying, I'm overwhelmed, repeatedly magnifies pressure. Saying, I'm handling this step by step, creates calm. Language does not deny reality. It frames it. And framing determines how manageable life feels. Many people wait for confidence to speak positively. But confidence is built by speaking positively before you feel it. The mouth leads, the mind catches up. Athletes understand this. Leaders understand this. Those who grow understand this. They speak strength even in weakness, not as denial, but as direction. Your environment may not always encourage positive speech. Criticism, comparison, and negativity are everywhere. That's why self-talk matters even more. You cannot control every voice around you, but you can control the one within you. And that voice is the most influential one. Over time, consistent words carve pathways in the mind. They influence decisions, reactions, and endurance. This is why careless words cost more than we think, and intentional words produce more than we expect. Speak belief, and your actions will rise to meet it. Speak defeat, and your effort will shrink to match it. This is not magic, it's alignment. Life moves in the direction of the language you repeat, so be mindful. Speak with purpose. When you talk about yourself, choose words that build, not break. Choose language that supports growth, not fear. Because every time you speak, you are casting a vote for the future version of you. And when your words align with belief, consistency, and purpose, something powerful happens. You begin to live up to what you speak. Let me remind you of something most people misunderstand about life. Delay is not denial. Just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. The universe, God, and even your own potential are not constrained by the clock or the calendar. Life doesn't rush when you want it to, and it doesn't slow down when you feel ready. Delay is often a preparation disguised as patience. It is a season, not a sentence. The people who fail to understand this end up giving up too soon, thinking that waiting means missing out. But those who thrive understand that growth is happening behind the scenes, even when it feels invisible. Think about a seed planted in the soil. You water it, give it sunlight, and yet it does not sprout overnight. You don't see immediate results, and the impatient mind whispers, this isn't working. But the seed is growing silently, developing roots deep in the soil to support a taller, stronger life when the time comes. Your dreams, your goals, your aspirations are the same. Sometimes what feels like waiting is actually preparation, the invisible work that makes visible success possible. Consider someone trying to get fit. They start eating better and exercising, but the scale doesn't move quickly. The mirror doesn't reflect transformation immediately. This is the season of delay. Many people quit here. They see no immediate reward and assume effort is wasted. But the body is adjusting quietly, adapting to new habits, strengthening muscles, balancing hormones. If they continue with patience, the visible transformation eventually arrives, stronger and more lasting than if it had come overnight. Daily life is full of these invisible seasons. A person may be learning a new skill, seeking a promotion, or trying to build a business. Early results may be slow, progress may seem minimal, and criticism may feel heavy. It's easy to think, I'm too late. This isn't meant for me. But delay is not denial, it's development. It's the universe giving you time to grow, refine, and prepare for what is bigger than the present moment. The truth is, life often works this way. If you rush, you risk instability. If you quit, you risk missing the breakthrough that was about to come. Persistence during delay is what separates ordinary people from extraordinary ones. Those who keep showing up, who keep learning, who keep believing, find that the waiting period was not wasted. It was essential. They discover resilience, patience, and wisdom along the way. And when opportunity finally arrives, they are ready to embrace it fully. Think about career growth. Many people think success comes quickly once they take action. But real advancement is often slow. Promotions, recognition, and rewards require time, consistency, and learning. Each day spent improving, networking, and working is part of a preparation phase. It may feel like delay, but it's actually development. When someone finally reaches their goal, they are equipped not just with skills, but with endurance, perspective, and the confidence to handle it. Even in personal relationships, delay is often preparation. Meeting the right people, forming strong connections, and learning how to love yourself and others takes time. You might wonder why life hasn't brought the right people into your life yet, but the delay is helping you grow into someone worthy of those relationships. Patience during these seasons doesn't weaken you, it strengthens you for the future you are meant to live. The challenge is that human nature hates waiting. We want instant results, instant recognition, instant answers. But every meaningful transformation in history, whether in careers, health, skills, or personal growth, has required patience. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not talent or luck. It is the ability to endure delay without losing faith, to act consistently even when the outcome is unseen, and to continue believing in themselves while the process unfolds. Daily life reminds us that timing is rarely perfect. Plans shift, opportunities appear later than expected, and seasons of waiting can feel long and heavy. But in those seasons, something powerful is happening. Your character is being built. Your resilience is being tested. Your focus is being sharpened. Delay is refining your readiness so that when the breakthrough comes, it doesn't just happen. It happens with impact, strength, and permanence. So do not despair in waiting. Do not confuse delay with denial. Every day you persist, every day you work, every day you believe, even without visible results, You are preparing for the moment that will define your life. The invisible work, the quiet consistency, the patience. These are what makes success lasting. And when your time finally comes, you will step forward not as someone lucky, but as someone fully ready, fully prepared, and fully capable. Delay is not denial, delay is development. And when you understand this, you no longer waste your energy doubting or giving up. You show up, you grow, you endure. You trust the process because the right results at the right time are already being prepared by God and by the actions you are taking today, even if you can't see them yet. Belief is not just internal. It aligns you with forces greater than yourself. When you believe in what God placed inside you, you give permission for those possibilities to move toward you. Many people wait for miracles, blessings, or opportunities as if they are random. But opportunities flow to those who first declare belief in themselves. Belief is not passive. It is an active invitation for your life to expand, for doors to open, and for the unseen to become visible. Think about daily life for a moment. Someone dreams of starting a business but doubts themselves. They think, I don't have enough experience, or I'm not ready yet. They wait for a sign, but belief in themselves would act as that sign. Belief says, I was created with purpose, and I have what it takes to move forward. The moment they embrace that mindset, even small actions create momentum. A single step begins a chain reaction. Opportunities appear, and connections that seemed impossible start to show up. Belief also gives courage to take risks that others shy away from. In your daily life, this looks like applying for a job that intimidates you, speaking up in a meeting, or pursuing a skill you've avoided because it feels too hard. Without belief, these moments pass as missed chances. With belief, you step forward with confidence, and even failure becomes a teacher rather than a verdict. Belief turns hesitation into movement, doubt into exploration, and fear into growth. Look at people who have achieved great things, not necessarily the richest or most talented, but those who acted with belief. They weren't waiting for perfect circumstances or external approval. They trusted the ability God placed within them and moved forward regardless of risk. When they did, doors opened in ways they could never have predicted. Their belief invited opportunity. And opportunity responded because they were ready to receive it. Daily life examples are everywhere. A student believes in their potential despite low grades or criticism and starts studying with determination. A single small change, a new routine, a tutoring session, a disciplined effort begins to shift results. The belief acted as permission for growth, and growth eventually becomes visible success. Belief turns invisible effort into visible progress. Belief also attracts support. People naturally respond to those who act from confidence and purpose. When someone believes in themselves, mentors, colleagues, and even strangers recognize that energy and often step forward to help. Belief signals readiness, and readiness attracts collaboration. You don't have to demand help. When belief is present, the right people naturally align with your mission. Even in personal growth, belief is transformative. Imagine trying to overcome a bad habit or fear. Many people wait for external motivation, a coach, a friend, a perfect time. But when you first believe in your own power to change, you take initiative. You structure your day, set small wins, and hold yourself accountable. That belief creates internal momentum that no external force can replicate. Change begins the moment you grant yourself permission through belief. Belief is also a shield against negativity. Life will test you with doubt from others, criticism, and setbacks. When you truly believe in what God placed in you, those voices no longer have authority. You listen, you learn, but you do not surrender your path to the opinions of others. Daily life constantly challenges confidence, but belief protects your vision and keeps your momentum alive. Think about timing. Many people quit when results seem delayed, but belief bridges the gap between action and outcome. It gives patience, resilience, and persistence. When you trust that the process is working behind the scenes, you keep showing up even when visible results are slow. This is the difference between those who give up and those who eventually see their dreams come to life. Belief allows you to endure without losing faith in yourself or your purpose. Belief transforms ordinary actions into extraordinary outcomes. The act of showing up, preparing, practicing, and working may seem small in isolation, but when aligned with belief, These actions compound. Over time, what seemed impossible becomes achievable, what seemed distant becomes attainable, and what seemed hidden becomes visible. Belief creates a framework where effort, opportunity, and timing work together in harmony. Daily life rewards those who act with aligned belief. A person who believes in their ability to learn a skill invests time consistently. A person who believes in their worth negotiates better opportunities. A person who believes in their vision continues creating even when feedback is negative. Each action reinforced by belief pulls life forward. It signals readiness to the world and to God. Finally, understand this: when you believe in yourself, you are not acting alone. You are aligning with the purpose and provision already placed in your life. Belief is a declaration that you trust what God has given you, that you honor your potential, that you are ready to receive what is meant for you. Every step you take in belief invites possibility, opens doors, and turns potential into reality. Belief is not passive. It is permission, courage, alignment, and action all at once. It transforms the unseen into the seen, the impossible into the possible, and your quiet potential into a life that speaks loudly to the world. When you believe, you are no longer waiting. You are walking confidently on the path that was designed for you, and the world begins to move in response.